guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're ranking and talking about seeing every single Star Wars movie in the cinema. Yes, 2024 is the year that I have managed to see every single Star Wars film, except for Solo, in the cinema. Amazing, amazing. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, guys. There's my little Star Wars-y shrine over there. Absolutely massive Star Wars fan. Love anything to do with it. And I managed to see every single one in the cinema. Cineworld over the last, many weeks have basically been doing it every single Sunday. But for the more popular movies, aka movies 1, I think actually even Rogue One as well. So 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. All of those were being shown in the cinema. But all of the ones, including up to number 6, were shown for more than Sundays. They were basically shown for the entire week because there's more demand, especially the older movies. 7, 8 and 9, they were only showed on the screen, so on the Sunday. So yeah, to be able to see all the Star Wars movies in the cinema was amazing. I also saw, I think the first movie this year, because it was like the 20-something anniversary, 25th anniversary, I think, of Phantom Menace. Saw that earlier in the year as well. Saw that in 4D, but this time saw it in just a standard 2D. But seeing every Star Wars film in the cinema now, being able to say that, even I've seen every single movie on the big screen, that's just amazing, As a big Star Wars fan, I love that. So I thought, what better way to celebrate this than to do a ranking of all of the Star Wars movies that I've seen. And I did watch Solo as well, watched it at home, but we're just going to rank all my Star Wars movies because I've never actually talked this through on the channel. And yeah. So starting at the bottom then, we'll go right at the very bottom. And I actually did make a bit of adjustments to these scores, especially just the 2 at the bottom. Every other score stayed the same. But in last place is number 11, Star Wars of the Last Jedi. I put it down the bottom. And I think more so than anything, everyone just goes on about like The Last Jedi and how Luke was actually, not really Luke Skywalker. He was like a beaten up man and, really down in the dumps. I gave it a 2.5 star, but as I say, but it wasn't that really annoyed me about Last Jedi this time. It was Finn. I felt like, especially after watching Force Awakens so close to it, Finn should have died when he was going towards that big cannon thing. I think that would have been an amazing story for Finn, going against them. Like, that's it, especially knowing obviously what happened in Rise of Skywalker in terms of how he was treated. Yeah, that was my thing. He should have died, and I gave it a 2.5 star. So in at number 10 then, slightly better than that. I actually upped my score for this one. This is where The Rise of Skywalker is at number 10, and I gave it a 3 star. And this is where Rise of Skywalker for me was the worst movie, but I actually gave it 0.5 star more. I think it looked amazing, and I think that's why I put it a 3 star. It is the latest Star Wars movie, so it is going to look probably the best. We'd like to think so anyways. And I think it is. I think if I had to compare Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi, I think Rise of Skywalker visually has the best like color grading, CGI, costumes, a lot of it, like of the 3, in my opinion. Rise of Skywalker is that. Where Rise of Skywalker is let down is definitely by the plot and, the whole thing with, Rey being a Palpatine and that, because yeah. Number 9 then, I actually gave it to Attack of the Clones. I gave it a 3.5 star. Stayed in the same place all these ones now, so there's no change here from seeing them in the cinema. I'm a sucker for Attack of the Clones. The only thing about it is the cringy writing, but like the whole like Anakin scene at the beginning where they're like chasing the lady, and then Obi-Wan is after the Jango Fett and goes to see the clone army, and then they see Kamino for the first time with the clones, and Boba's there. There's a lot going on in that film, and there's a lot underrated, but everyone just thinks of Attack of the Clones as a cringy movie and the bad writing from George Lucas, which it is, but it has some good moments in there as well. And Geonosis as well, really pretty good battle scene. And I remember the game, the Clone Wars game, and battling on Geonosis was so much fun. So maybe it's that bit of nostalgia there. So in at number 8 then is episode 7, and this is The Force Awakens. 3.5 stars as well, slightly better. Just don't like how they rehashed the New Hope plot really, in terms of blowing up the Death Star, blowing up Starkiller Base, just all very the same. But it's the best in terms of, the whole Jakku scene's great, at the beginning, the whole Falcon getting chased by the 2 TIE fighters as well, Rey driving it and all that. Amazing. A brilliant, amazing scene. Obviously a lot of nostalgia there for a lot of people. The first scene in the movie where Kylo Ren catches the bullet, and, we are led to believe that Finn is going to be the Force sensitive person, but then at the end it's obviously Rey. So yeah, really good moments in there. Han, all the people coming back, Han and Leia getting their moment to see each other, and all that. Number 7 then, this is the spin-off, one of the spin-off movies then. This is Solo. So this is the one I wasn't in the cinema, unfortunately. But I really love Solo. 4-star. I think it's amazing. I think it's so good. I do. Woody Harrelson's character as Beckett Tobias Beckett is great. They're on a bit of a heist, and I think Aiden Birch, I think he plays the role of Han really well. Chewie as well, in there, about how they met and Han working for the Empire and all that, why he's called Han Solo. There's so much good in that film and so much fun, and I really wish we get a sequel, especially with Donald Glover as Lando and all that. I want to see more of Kira. They definitely ended it with more stuff, so I really wish and hope that they would do that, but it just didn't perform well in the box office, and unfortunately I'd like to see more of this type of world, this timeline, this type of actors, because I really like it. Number 6 then, 4 stars. I'm not going to say too much about this one because I've done an entire video on this. This is The Phantom Menace. 4 stars for this. Obviously, Darth Maul, one of the best. You know, you've got the whole Naboo fighters that are just like the yellow and the silver is just amazing. Qui-Gon Jinn as well, and Watto and Anakin pod racing. Yeah, loads in this film that I love and whatnot. Top 5 there now, and this is where we're getting into the top tier stuff. 4.5 stars I gave, and this is Return of the Jedi. I really love Return of the Jedi. I think it's one of my favourite movies of all time, to be honest, in terms of enjoyment. I really enjoy the whole Ewok scene end, or the battle at the end, and then Luke as well, actually giving up himself, going back to Darth Vader and all that, and you know, obviously not turn into the dark side, etc. Yeah, just good moments in there, and then obviously the sacrifice at the end of that Vader made, so really good. Episode 4 then, the Star Wars movie, or Star Wars New Hope, isn't at number 4. Again, 4.5 star for me. Really good, really good pacing in this film. Very underrated, I think, this pacing is in this film. You know, Luke and, you know, where Star Wars started, you know, there's definitely has some gaps in there, you know. There is gaps there, especially with Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness as well, you know, calling Darth Vader Darth instead of Anakin, and I like how they addressed that in Obi-Wan Kenobi series. But there's a lot of things in there that, you know, Luke and Leia weren't really brother and sister in there, so there's a lot of things that George figured out along the way and whatnot. But yeah, 4.5 stars, still classic, isn't it? The best one of the original trilogy, though, in at number 3 for me, is The Empire Strikes Back. Hoth scene alone, to be honest, love it. And you know, Luke having to be put inside a tauntaun, or tauntaun, that's what it's called, yeah. Having to be put inside one of them. Han was really good in this film as well. Obviously, from his events in the first movie, he wasn't really like a team player, but he started to become a bit more of a team player in the Empire Strikes Back. The Cloud City, I Am Your Father scene, of course, iconic. Top 2 then now, and this may surprise some people. 5 stars I also gave to Rogue One. I think Rogue One is, for me, is one of the best modern day, well, it is the best modern day Star Wars that Disney have done. It really ties in well. I loved seeing it on the big screen again. So thankful that they gave that their treatment in terms of in the cinema. I love the music in it. Michael Giacchino's fresh score as well, but also still relevant to Star Wars. Jyn Erso, you know, Cassian Andor, the 2 characters that are in there. You get, what's his name? The Krennic. The guy Krennic, he's really good in there. You know, Mads Mikkelsen, amazing cast in this film, really good actors and stuff, and just a fun Star Wars heist movie, really. And then it ties in perfectly into New Hope, of Leia getting the actual plans for the Death Star and all of that. And I'm not a fan personally of the Andor TV series. I've tried to watch it, I've not watched it all the way through yet, but I will watch the first series all the way through in readiness for the second series. So I kind of will watch maybe 1 episode a week and then go straight into the second series when that comes out early next year. But number 1, my favourite Star Wars film, and you're not going to change my mind on this, is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan versus Anakin, basically, this film, isn't it? Anakin turning into the dark side, turning into Darth Vader. You know, the incredible CGI that we had from Nick Gillard and all of that, you know, on Mustafar. And just a real amazing film. I'm so nostalgic of that film. It's my favourite film ever made, just because of me as a kid seeing it in the cinema. I remember just seeing it in the cinema, and I visually have flashbacks of like me, my dad, my brother, my uncle coming out of the cinema, because it was like 4 of us that went. And I remember that we had to go out the back door in the cinema, and we're just talking about it, and I was like, oh my god, Darth Vader is Anakin, Anakin's Darth Vader, what? Like, I didn't know that as a kid. So I had the whole like, oh my god, Anakin is Darth Vader on the big screen. And yeah, and then after that I went home and watched 4, 5 and 6, because my dad did it the other way around, I guess, in terms of he made us watch 1, 2 and 3. and then watch 4, 5, and 6. I never saw 4, 5, and 6 before 1, 2, and 3. So, you know, I would have been 12 when that came out in 2005. So, you know, the first one would have been, when was the first one? 99. So I was only 6. So, yeah, when I was 12, then I actually understood it all, and Star Wars became my favorite franchise ever. Purely, I think, for the moment of, you know, Anakin is Darth Vader. You are now Lord Vader. And it's like, oh my God. That moment. So yeah, amazing to see all the Star Wars films there. As I say, unfortunately we didn't get to see Solo on the big screen, but I did watch her at home. Also took Chloe to see them. She's never seen all of them, or has seen some but not seen all the others. She said she appreciates the story, which I'm thankful for, because we're going to watch them again in life, let's be honest, because I'm a Star Wars fan. But I love it. It's so good. I want to do this video ranking all the Star Wars movies, as well as, you know, I went to see Star Wars in the cinema. I paid literally just my unlimited pass to go and see every single Star Wars movie in the cinema, and I've had that experience now that I've seen every film, which I'm thankful for. But let me know your thoughts down below on my ranking. Do you disagree? Do you agree? Let me know. Did you get a chance to go and see any Star Wars films in your cinema? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, though, guys. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.